Geneva. Below, a collision of realities began. They searched for the particle. They found the door. The door.
Beneath the surface, the true work was hidden.
A light that was not meant for this dimension. Every military on Earth tracked the signal. The desert holds proof, buried for decades. Unmarked units followed the trail of debris. A metal that physics cannot yet explain. They replicated the conditions. The membrane thinned.
Above our cities, the Watchers arrived, silent.
Footage they erased, but the shadow remained. Witness testimony spoke of a violent vacuum.
The recording captured a frequency outside our spectrum. Our fastest fighters could not match their speed. The Arctic bunkers concealed the recovered tech. Crystals that pulsed with non-terrestrial power.
The message was etched, impossible to fabricate.
Project MG was the official designation.
The collision peaked. The wall dissolved.
They saw something impossible. Then, silence.
In multiple towns, memories were altered.
The altered minds retained the alien key.
The cleanup was swift, efficient, and final. All terrestrial traces meticulously removed.
Even after the event, they were monitored.
Biology, not from the evolutionary tree. A focused signal was sent back home. The evidence spans all of human history. The gateway was sealed. The secret buried. But in the quiet, the resonance remains.
The universe had been cracked. The pattern emerged.
Every recovered object was cataloged and stored.
Not fallen, but buried by time itself.
A moment of contact. A silent signature. The response was overwhelming, coordinated globally.
Ancient knowledge predicting the event was found.
The energy bleed through twisted the very air.
Witnesses were chemically silenced, their memories reset. They focused on the power grid's massive output.
A momentary breach. A flicker of the other side.
They observed our world, briefly visible.
The radiation footprint defied natural decay.
The deep oceans held relics older than man.
Their communication technology was analyzed in secret.
An artificial storm marking the landing zone.
The solution was hidden within the symbol's geometry.
Cloaking systems failed for a split second.
All paper trails were officially destroyed.
Scrapyard of a forgotten war, far from here.
Observations revealed a persistent lunar base.
Physics that made gravity irrelevant. The ripple effect spread through the very fabric. The oceans delivered the impossible catch.
A hesitant, first terrestrial touch. The power surge affected the subconscious.
Secrets are bought and sold in the shadows.
The impact site was sterile, surgically clean. Technology woven into the very dirt. Unmanned surveillance recorded the erratic path.
The master control was permanently disabled.
A beacon in the fog, guiding the lost. A self-aware liquid, defying containment.
They used our planet's remote waters for cover. The disappearance was instantaneous, without struggle.
The symbols appeared as a warning, visible now.
Magnetic north itself was disrupted by the energy.
Orbital sensors tracked impossible velocity.
Every name, every contact, expunged from the system.
The entity was transient, seen only in static.
The man who knew too much, left exposed.
Their deep freeze research remains, trapped in ice.
Even the strongest shield had a hairline fracture. The power source drew from remote locations.
A casual observer captured the undeniable image.
A state of undeclared emergency was instated.
A personal relic,
saved from the cleanup crew.
A multi-million-dollar lab buried in haste.
The modification was unsanctioned and intentional. Something organic survived the initial passage.
The silent fleet moved the personnel and data.
Sky was wrong. The orbit had shifted. Reflections showed the alternate reality bleeding through.
The private sector financed the concealment. A subcutaneous tracker to monitor their sanity.
Thermal detection captured the distinct life forms.
Public narrative was a thin, manufactured lie.
They needed unimaginable, stable power. The exiled engineer kept the full schematics.
Even the abandoned watchtowers held their duty.
The biosignature began to assimilate.
Their influence extended to the terrestrial harvest.
A power siphon feeding an unknown depth.
A fleeting glimpse through the structural stress.
The gateway's structure was complex, multi-layered.
The ancient cultures left a precise roadmap. The silent network of listeners was vast. Deep within the earth, the energy source pulsed. A hidden symbol, their only personal shield.
The mountains concealed the perfectly formed object.
The system attempted to force the truth back.
Above the waves, a silhouette of true power. The final, desperate measure was deployed. One last pulse of energy to seal the break.
The recoil was catastrophic, yet necessary.
The official denial was issued immediately. But the paper trail had left recoverable ghosts. Even on Mars, the evidence of passage remained.
The memory shifts became part of the daily life.
Routine patrols encountered non-conventional reality.
A key that could reopen the door at any time. Nature itself seemed to seek its reactivation. Some personnel retained physical, lasting marks.
The planet held ruins from a previous war.
system's residual energy was still surging.
A message was sent, bypassing all Earth systems.
The archives contain the full history of visits.
A momentary bleed-through of their atmosphere. The final image burned into the subconscious. The world returned to normal. Or so we were told.
The key remains. The gateway is waiting.